You think your roommate's gross habits are bad. Hold my wine. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow, and someone tells you that washing your clothes in pee is revolutionary. That drinking gladiator sweat will make you beautiful. That sharing a toilet sponge with strangers is totally normal. You call them insane. But for Romans? Tuesday. These weren't barbaric people living in mud huts. We're talking about the civilization that gave us concrete, aqueducts, and legal systems we still use today. They built the Pantheon. They conquered most of the known world. And they thought mouse brains made excellent toothpaste. Today we're diving into 10 Roman life hacks that were completely normal back then, but would send you running to therapy today. Fair warning, you might never look at history the same way again. Let's start with something that'll make you appreciate your washing machine. The pee-powered laundry revolution. Romans discovered something that took us centuries to figure out. Urine contains ammonia, and ammonia cleans stuff really well. So they built an entire industry around it. Picture walking through ancient Rome and seeing public urinals everywhere. Not for convenience, for business. Professional urine collectors would gather fresh pee from these spots and haul it to laundries called fulanike. Here's where it gets weird. Workers called fullers would strip down, climb into giant vats filled with clothes and fermented urine, and literally dance on your toga for hours. It was like a disgusting version of stomping grapes. The ammonia removed grease stains and whitened fabrics better than anything else they had. It actually worked. Emperor Vespasian was so impressed, he taxed the whole operation. When people complained about making money from pee, he famously said, "Money doesn't stink." He was wrong. Everything about this stunk. But imagine explaining this to your dry cleaner today. Yeah, just soak my suit in stranger pee and have someone stomp on it. You'd be banned faster than you can say fabric softener, pet dormice, the original stress eating. You know how some people stress eat ice cream? Romans stress ate their pets. Wealthy Romans kept dormice as adorable little companions. These tiny creatures lived in special terracotta pots called gladiator that looked like miniature apartments. Cute little holes for doors, tiny ramps for exercise. Except exercise was forbidden. The whole point was to make them fat, really fat. The containers were designed to limit movement so the dormice would just eat and sleep and grow plump. It's like creating a tiny prison made of snacks. When party time came, out came the dormice, stuffed with honey, poppy seeds, and pork. Roasted until golden, served as the ultimate delicacy. It's like raising puppies for hamburgers. These weren't random rodents caught in the wild. These were beloved pets that got names and attention and care right up until dinner time. Archaeological evidence shows dormice were so popular that the government had to pass laws limiting their consumption. Imagine serving your goldfish as an appetizer at your next dinner party. Your guests will call the police. The Romans would call you sophisticated. Gladiator sweat. The ultimate beauty hack. Roman women paid premium prices for something that would make modern women gag. Gladiator sweat. Not just any sweat. Fresh gladiator sweat mixed with oil, dirt, and dead skin scraped directly off fighters after combat. Workers used tools called strigils to collect this gross cocktail and bottle it for sale outside arenas. Rich women applied this gladiator gunk to their faces like expensive face cream. They believed it transferred the warrior's strength and virility to them. The more successful the gladiator, the more potent his sweat was considered. It's like buying a jar of LeBron James gym towel water and using it as moisturizer. The funnier part, it probably worked as a face mask. Not because of magical gladiator powers, but because the oil mixture would have moisturized their skin. They stumbled into effective skincare through sheer weirdness. Today we spend hundreds on celebrity-endorsed beauty products. Romans cut out the middleman and went straight for celebrity body fluids, which, when you think about it, is disturbingly honest. The shared toilet sponge situation. Before toilet paper, Romans used communal sponges attached to wooden sticks. One sponge, multiple users. All day long. These sponges sat in buckets of salt water or vinegar between uses. The next person would grab the same sponge, use it, rinse it, and leave it for the following customer. Public bathrooms were social spaces where people sat side by side chatting while doing their business. It's like sharing a toothbrush with everyone at the gym. The vinegar rinse provided some antimicrobial action, which shows they understood basic hygiene principles. But sharing intimate hygiene tools with strangers crosses every modern boundary of personal space and sanitation. Picture explaining this system to someone today. So after you finish, you rinse the sponge and leave it for the next person. They'd assume you were describing some bizarre nightmare scenario, not daily routine in the world's most advanced civilization. Romans conquered nations but couldn't conquer the concept of personal toilet accessories. Mouse brain, toothpaste, and other dental nightmares. Romans took dental hygiene seriously, just not in any way you'd recognize as hygienic. Their toothpaste contained crushed mouse brains, powdered charcoal, animal bones, oyster shells, and human urine imported specifically from Portugal. Portuguese pee was considered premium quality for dental care. The ammonia in urine did have legitimate whitening properties. The charcoal worked as an abrasive cleaner. But mouse brains? That was pure Roman creativity. For mouthwash, they swished with more urine or wine mixed with various herbs. Some wealthy Romans brushed with gold dust. Emperor Commodus powdered his entire head with gold, including his teeth. It's like brushing your teeth with a blended smoothie of your pet hamster and bathroom cleaner. The craziest part is some of these ingredients actually worked. Not the mouse brains, obviously, but the concept of abrasive cleaning agents was sound. They were accidentally inventing effective dental care while simultaneously making it as disgusting as possible. Modern dentists would have panic attacks watching Roman oral hygiene routines. Yes, the charcoal removes stains, but why are there mouse parts in your mouth? Gladiator blood medicine. Romans believed drinking warm gladiator blood could cure epilepsy. Not because of any medical knowledge. Because warriors were strong and courageous, and they thought these qualities transferred through blood consumption. After gladiatorial combat, epileptics would rush into the arena to collect blood from fallen fighters while it was still warm. Fresh blood was crucial. Cold blood apparently lost its healing properties. It's like thinking energy drinks work because athletes endorse them, but taking it literally and drinking athlete blood. This practice came from Etruscan funeral rites and continued for centuries. When gladiatorial games were banned around 400 AD, freshly executed criminals became the substitute blood source. The practice persisted into modern times with documented cases as late as the 1800s. Imagine explaining this to your doctor today. I think I need some fighter blood for my medical condition. They prescribe therapy and possibly a psychiatric evaluation. Romans looked at the strongest people in their society and decided the logical treatment was vampire cosplay. Lead makeup. Beauty worth dying, for Roman women applied face powder made from white lead mixed with vinegar to achieve the fashionable pale complexion. They knew lead was toxic. They knew it caused madness and death. They used it anyway. White lead provided the most perfect, even coverage available. It made skin look flawlessly pale and smooth. No other substance could match its cosmetic effects. So women literally poisoned themselves for beauty. They also used lead-based hair dyes that would gradually darken hair color over repeated applications. Some wealthy Romans powdered their hair with gold dust because regular lead wasn't fancy enough. It's like knowing cigarettes cause cancer, but smoking them because they make you look cool. The pursuit of beauty standards literally killed users through neurological damage and lead poisoning. But the results were so visually stunning that women continued the practice despite mounting evidence of its dangers. Modern makeup might be expensive, but at least it won't give you brain damage. Roman beauty standards were so extreme, they included acceptable levels of slow death. Vomiting for gluttony, elite Romans turned eating into an endurance sport. They would deliberately vomit during elaborate feasts to make room for more food. Special dining rooms included large vases positioned specifically for this purpose. Emperor Claudius would lie down and tickle his throat with a feather to induce vomiting. Emperor Vitellius reportedly feasted 4 times daily and enjoyed the vomiting process as much as eating. Slaves had to clean up the mess while guests continued their revelry. It's like competitive eating, but with an intermission for regurgitation. This wasn't universal behavior, but it was common enough among the wealthy to be documented by multiple sources. The ultimate expression of Roman excess was eating until you vomited, then eating more. Today, we have eating disorders hotlines. Romans had eating disorder dinner parties. The logic was simple. If you could afford unlimited food, why let stomach capacity limit your experience? Just empty it and continue. It's practical in the most disturbing way possible.
Animal dung medical treatment. When Romans couldn't find proper medical supplies, they turned to animal dung for wound dressing and bandages. They believed different types of excrement had varying healing properties. Cow dung for one condition, horse dung for another. They developed a whole classification system for therapeutic poop. It's like WebMD, but with a focus on barnyard waste products. Even wealthy Romans, with access to the best physicians, trusted in the supposed revitalizing powers of animal waste for treating injuries. This wasn't desperate poverty medicine. This was systematic belief in dung's healing properties. The practice combined their limited understanding of infection with dangerous bacterial contamination risks. They were essentially treating wounds with the biological equivalent of poison. Modern emergency rooms would evacuate the building if someone brought animal waste as medical treatment. Romans brought it to the emperor's personal physician.
The Roman reality check. Here's the thing about Romans. They weren't stupid. They built aqueducts that still work today. They created legal systems that form the basis of modern law. They engineer concrete recipes we're still trying to perfect. But they also thought drinking gladiator blood was medicine. These life hacks reveal how humans can be simultaneously brilliant and completely insane. Romans mastered architecture, military strategy, and government organization while believing mouse brains improve dental health. It's like discovering aliens who can travel faster than light but still think the earth is flat. The Romans remind us that knowledge isn't linear. You can master quantum physics and still fall for obviously fake diet pills. You can engineer marvels of construction and still think lead makeup is safe. They were us, just with different blind spots. And honestly, some of their weird solutions actually worked. Urine does contain ammonia for cleaning. Charcoal does help with dental hygiene. Oil-based face masks do moisturize skin. They stumbled into effective techniques through the weirdest possible methods. So the next time someone tells you that people in the past were primitive and ignorant, remember the Romans. They conquered the known world, built lasting monuments, and created legal frameworks we still use. They also shared toilet sponges. History is complicated, but at least now you know why you should never romanticize the good old days. Because the good old days included a surprising amount of urine, mouse brains, and communal bathroom accessories. And that's a life hack you definitely don't want to try.